You've probably figured out by now that tracking your food is going to be the biggest lever you can pull in getting the results that you want out of this program. Pay attention, watch this video a couple times over, and follow through as I am doing this with you. I have my phone over here with MyFitnessPal ready to go. We're going to walk through each one of these steps together. Tracking macros, you open your phone's app and download the MyFitnessPal app. That's what it looks like. It is free. There's a premium version. You do not need the premium. It'll show you why it might be helpful for you in a second. When you get set up, MyFitnessPal is going to ask you for your age and your weight, and it's going to tell you how many calories to eat. I want you to just go through that process because it's required to get set up, but don't follow the macros or the calories that MyFitnessPal sets for you. Just ignore them. All we're doing for your first 5-7 days is tracking the food that you currently eat. Don't change anything about your food habits. All we're going to do now is report that data so that I can see where your baseline is and then make adjustments to your nutrition after that 5 to 7 days. If I just give you 2,000 calories and 200 grams of protein, that might not be exactly what you need. Give me the data for 5 days first, and then I will set your macros. Make your diary public. Head over to the More button, click Settings. From Settings, you're going to go to Diary Settings, and then from here, Diary Sharing. Make sure it's set to public. If it's set to private, you may have the apps connected, but I can't actually see what you are eating. We are going to turn off our steps and then go to steps, and we are going to put it as do not track steps. The reason why we're doing this is because if we are tracking your steps in MyFitnessPal, what that's going to do is add more calories for you to eat. Let's say your goal calories was 1,800 a day. If we are tracking our steps by any of the other means in here, then MyFitnessPal is going to add up the steps that you took and equate that to additional calories that you can eat. So instead of the 1,800 that we set for you, it might tell you you can have 2,200, which would effectively null and void the progress that you're trying to make. We do not want to add more calories than what you're being given. Watch this video. This is a YouTube link. It's a short, just screen recording of me showing you in Everfit, your training app where we're communicating, how you can connect this app, MyFitnessPal, to Everfit. It's a very simple process, only a couple buttons to select. Make sure that you have your username in MyFitnessPal and you're using that inside Everfit when it asks for your username. It might be ID or something like that. I think MyFitnessPal calls it something different, but it'll be the big name at the top. Why am I showing you here when I can just do this? Dashboard. Click at the top left to see mine. Taylor Hinton 34 is mine. If you want to add me and see the food I'm eating, you can, because my thing is public. You don't need to pay for premium, but it is going to make your life easier when it comes to being fast and efficient with tracking your food, because any food that has a barcode, you can scan almost any barcode and it should populate that exact food product. So you don't have to go into the search button up here. Otherwise, this is how you would normally search your food up. Let's say cottage cheese. Now, because I eat this on a regular basis, I have all the different options in here. But if you wanted to just scan a barcode, it should populate exactly what you're eating. It makes it faster for you. That being said, even if you do scan the barcode, I've seen sometimes totally random things come up. I scanned a jar of marinara sauce before and it came up as salsa. Totally different products, totally different brands. So you do have to double check the nutrition label matches the actual entry in MyFitnessPal as well. Buy a digital food scale. If you don't have one already, buy one on Amazon, or next time you're going grocery shopping. It doesn't matter which one, because that question comes up a lot. Which one should I buy? Is there a better one or a good? I don't know. I've just always bought in the cheapest $10, $15 one, the one that delivers to my door fast, the one that has okay reviews, and bring it. It's easy, or it's hard to go wrong with a digital food scale. Let's talk about how to track. This is the meat and potatoes of this entire video. This is how you track your food in MyFitnessPal. Tap on Diary at the bottom left of your screen. Click on Add Food. Search would be right here. If you had the premium version, you can do barcode. I don't have premium, but I've had MyFitnessPal for 10 years, and they've honored that this used to be a free option. If you had MyFitnessPal a long time ago, you can sign into your old account. You still have this. But either way, you go ahead and search up the food that you are going to be eating. Let's imagine that we are having some this. This is my sourdough bread that I'm getting at Costco lately. Love it. VERO. I know that that's the Vero Vero one that pops up. If you've never searched anything in MyFitnessPal, you won't have a history. You'll have to search up the product name and the brand. In this case, Heritage Sourdough, and then Vero Vero. because there may be other options for this heritage sourdough brand. They might have buns and bagels and muffins and other things. Making sure you search up the brand and the product name. Whatever you see on the label, that's what you should be looking up. And then when you add it in, pick the matching item. Let's just do this. Vero, I'll type it in. Vero Heritage Sourdough. First time you're doing this, can I type heritage? Like this? Oh my goodness. Heritage. There we go. The first time that you do this, it's going to give you a bunch of different options. Some of them are the exact same as others. See these two with the green check mark, 220 calories, 220 calories. They're just both in there. We want to go with the one that matches the nutrition label on your product. In this case, the first three are the exact same thing. Go ahead and click on here. Now, when you do this, if you're going to have 2 slices, you can make it as 1 serving, because you can choose what the serving size is and how many servings you're having. Now, if you're having 2 slices, have 2 slices. I have 3 slices. What I'll do is I'll simply change the serving sizes to 1.3. Sorry, 1.5, and it will give me 3. Makes sense? If I was going to have 4 slices, it's a lot of bread, then I would do 2 servings of 2 slices. 2 times 2. Basic math. Easy stuff. Now, let's go ahead and just say that we had that. We had this 2 servings, so we have 4 slices of bread. Now we've added some food in. The cool thing is you don't have to try to count up the calories. You don't have to count up the macros. All you got to do, if you're concerned or curious, where am I at for my food for the day? Now this would be more important once we set your macros and I tell you, hey, we're going to have this much protein and this many calories and stuff. What you can do is you scroll down to the bottom of your MyFitnessPal, click on nutrition, and you have these 3 tabs. I think for you, for the first time, it's going to be defaulted over to nutrients. We don't really care so much about all the details about how much sugar and polyunsaturated fats and cholesterol. We're not going to concern ourselves with that. We're going to stick to the foundation stuff, and the rest of it will take care of itself. Over to macros. This is what my macros are that I've tracked for the day. Now, all I've tracked is 4 slices of bread, 80 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat, 14 grams of protein. Reviewing this section of your app becomes particularly important, again, when you know how many calories and how much protein you should be eating. This is what my standard breakfast is every day. I do 6 eggs. And you might be asking, what if they're brown eggs? Or what if they're store-bought? Or what if they're small eggs or large eggs? I just want you to track an egg as an egg, because across the board, they're going to be pretty close to each other, especially the difference in colored eggs. It really doesn't matter. I don't care if you put in organic eggs. We're looking for the calories and macronutrients. And a chicken egg is going to be a chicken egg. It doesn't matter what color they are. It doesn't matter how you cook it, so long as you're not adding more ingredients. So if you did a pan-fried egg, it's just an egg. If you did a scrambled egg, it's just an egg. If your scrambled egg includes milk and butter and oil and other things, those are other things that need to be accounted for and tracked. So if you're having scrambled egg, it's egg, butter at the amount of grams that you weighed on the food scale, milk at the amount of grams that you weighed on the food scale, and then we can go back down here to nutrition, and once again, there's 80 carbs, now I have more fat, and I have more protein. It said 14 before, now I have 50. It's looking like a solid meal. That is how you can enter your food into MyFitnessPal, and then make sure that you're tracking it appropriately, and double check to see where your food is for the day. This is going to prevent you from overeating and accidentally having 500 calories at the end of the day, because you're going through the nutrition section and periodically seeing where your food is. What would be a smart idea for you to do, especially when you're just getting started, is go to the next day and start plugging in the foods that you would normally eat on a regular basis, and just start plugging in what you expect to have. You probably have something the same breakfast all the time. Your lunch and dinners are probably similar. You can always look in the fridge and see what you have available and what you think you're going to make. Plug in the rough-ins, which should make up 80-90% of the calories that you eat. When you do that, then you can go to the nutrition at the end of the day. I've over by 49 calories. That's not a big deal at all. I'll click nutrition, and then I can go here and see my total carbs, my total fat, and my total protein. 100, 150, 50, 50, 250, 50, 250, 50, 150. The easiest way to learn this process is to just start. Start entering food into MyFitnessPal and be consistent with it. Your tracking is not going to be perfect, but to get as close to perfect as you can, Just tracking grams or milliliters. Everything that you're consuming, tracking grams or milliliters. I showed you the example of the bread. We don't need to weigh the slice of bread because one slice of bread is the exact same as the next one as long as I have the brand and the product. If I have those two items, then one slice is one slice. If I bought Dempster sourdough bread next week, I can't just put in Vero because they're two different products. They have different thicknesses, different widths. There's going to be different sizes for them. I need to make sure I'm using the right brand and the right product. If I'm eating something, just about anything that's whole foods is going to be a great example. You need to track it in grams or milliliters. The other units are not going to be accurate enough for us. That is all that you need to know to get started up with MyFitnessPal. Don't overthink it. Don't spend too much time trying to obsess over all the small details. Just start plugging in your food. And remember, track everything that you're consuming that has calories in it. This zero sugar diet, Coca-Cola has 0 calories. I'm not going to track it, and you don't need to either. Water, you don't need to track it. Supplements, you don't need to track your multivitamin. You don't need to track your fish oil if you're taking it daily. You don't need to track your creatine. But anything that has calories in it, I want you to track it. Track it in grams and milliliters, and do it every single day. Be very consistent with it. And if you do that, you're going to give me the power to give you very precise numbers that are going to help you get to your goal. And when you follow those very precise numbers, you can essentially guarantee yourself to see results. And when we don't see results, you know what we do? We collaborate, I make some adjustments to your program, and you follow through with those adjustments, and that's how we get you there. If you have any questions after watching this, shoot us a message. But the best way to learn is to just take action and get inside. Have a good day.